Right now we're on a ferry boat heading towards Iznik, coming from Istanbul, crossing the Sea of Marmara. We just got off the ferry and we're on the bus and we're headed towards Iznik. The great age of Iznik tiles in the 15th, 16th, 17th century was an age where there was great building programs done by the Ottomans to create the buildings you see in Istanbul, the famous mosques and the famous silhouettes. Inside of those, these brilliant Iznik tiles. After this art form died in the 18th century, it wasn't resurrected again. It wasn't around until Işıl Akbaygil. She was a professor at Istanbul University back in 1993. Decided that she wanted to focus on how this particular type of tile, this quartz tile, could be made over again, recreating an art that had been lost for 300, 400 years. Most tiles are made from terracotta. Iznik tiles are 90, 95% quartz. The quartz is pulverized into a powder, which then is used in the paste. Minor material, but still used, is glass, which is made from these recycled bottles of the most popular drink in Turkey, which is rakı. So the paste is hand-formed into square tiles. Once it has been formed, it's left to dry. It gets dried for about 10, 20 days, and it depends on the season, the climate, the level of humidity in the air. After that initial drying, it gets an underglaze, and this underglaze itself has to dry for another 10, 20 days. These are the kilns in which the Iznik tiles are fired. They're named after women. Tiles are made the same way they are today as they were 600 years ago, with the major difference being that these kilns are electrical kilns. In the creation of the tiles that use repetitive patterns, we use a technique where holes are put in this piece of wax paper and they're applied using kömür topu, charcoal ball. The charcoal then is line drawn on top to establish the shape of the pattern of the decoration to be used. The individual colors to be used are hand-painted for each section. And the last phase involves putting an overglaze on top of the painted tile. And then after that, it's fired for the last time. And the overglaze creates the shiny patina that you see in the finished tile. Today we're talking about parametric design, design that relies on the mathematics behind computers. And I always felt that when you look at the tiles and the tiling systems, the mathematics behind those systems, was something very similar. They really represent a different worldview of abstraction and geometries and something that's a little bit more philosophical. And maybe that's something maybe it's too much to say about just a simple tile. For me personally, when I look at them, they give me a sense of peace that is not something that you find in a normal design object.